My Amex Gold renewal hits in May. I've already made the decision. I'm canceling it. I know what some of you all are thinking right now. That's one of the most respected cards in the points community. Travel creators love it. Finance channels recommend it. The Amex Gold has a reputation. But when I sat down and ran the actual math on 3 years of credits, grocery spend, and dining bills, the numbers told a completely different story than the hype. And that's what pushed me to make this video today. Let's start with what the card promises. On paper, the American Express Gold is designed to look like a no-brainer. You get 4x on dining worldwide, 4x on US supermarkets, up to $25,000 a year. Those are two of the highest earn rates in the game for everyday categories. That is real. And then they stack the credits to justify the $325 annual fee. You got $120 in dining credits, $120 in Uber Cash, $100 in Resi credits, and even $84 in Dunkin credits. Added up, that's $424 in potential credits against a $325 annual fee. On paper, you're $99 ahead before you earn a single point. But here's the thing, that paper math is doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it only works if you actually use every single one of those credits every month at the right partners at the right time. And most people don't, and American Express knows that. Let me start with that fee increase because that's what forced me to rerun the numbers. When I first got this card, the annual fee was $250, and they raised it to $325, and that's a $75 jump. And to justify it, they added an $84 Dunkin credit. That's the trap right there. They added a benefit I never asked for, charged me $75 more for it, and expected me to feel like I came out ahead. Well, I don't have a Dunkin habit. I didn't have one before the card, but there's one near my office, so I tried to make it work. I started forcing myself to go once a month, breakfast sandwich and a drink, just to use a credit I was supposedly benefiting from. It became a trip I genuinely dreaded. I put it off until the last few days of the month, then grudgingly go just to burn the credit. That is not value. That's manufactured spending on a sandwich and a drink. In the moment I caught myself doing it, I started questioning everything else about this card. Now let's talk about the dining credit, the one everyone says makes this card basically free. You get $10 a month toward dining, that's $120 a year. Sounds great. Here's the thing, it's $10 a month at Grubhub, Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Wine.com, Five Guys, Milk Bar. That is not dining freedom. That is a curated list of partners that Amex chose, not you. If those partners don't match how you actually eat and spend, that credit evaporates every single month. It's the same story with the Uber Cash. $10 a month. I use it, but only because I have the card, not because it changed my behavior or added real value to my life. The Resi credit is the one I've actually figured out, but it took me months to get there, to find the right restaurants and build it into my routine. And even that took time to get it right. That's the point. And that's the word I want you to lock in right now, homework. When you are engineering your spending around a credit card's partner list just to extract value that's already supposed to be yours, that is manufactured spending. That is work. Amex built these credits knowing that most cardholders won't do the work consistently. That breakage is profit for them. The real value I'm extracting from these credits, let's call it $240 out of $424, probably less, which means my effective annual fee isn't $325. It's closer to $85 net. And even that required months of behavior modification to get there. Now, if this is the kind of math breakdown you want before you commit to a card, not the hype, just the real numbers, hit subscribe. This is what we do every single week. But let's get to the number that really settled it for me. The one that most Amex Gold defenders cite as the reason to keep the card. 4 times points on US supermarkets. That is a real benefit. I am not going to pretend it isn't. 4 times points on groceries is legitimately strong. But here's the real question. And I want you to run your own math before you commit. Is that 1 extra point per dollar worth the cost? Because you see, the Citi Strata Premier earns 3x on groceries. Same category, 1 fewer point per dollar, for a fee of $95. If you're comparing Gold at $325 to Strata alone at $95, that's a $230 annual fee gap. And at 1 cent per point, which is a conservative but fair floor, you need to spend $23,000 on groceries every single year just for that one extra point to close the fee gap. That's nearly $2,000 a month at the supermarket. Remember that number, $23,000. We're going to come back to it. Now add the Chase Sapphire Preferred at $95. 2 cards with a combined fee of $190. The gap against the Gold is now $135, which means the break even on groceries drops to $13,500 a year. The math says walk away, and it says it twice. Here's one more thing the Gold defenders rarely mention. That 4X is on U.S. supermarkets. The operative word is US. The moment you land somewhere else, that earn rate drops to 1x. 1 point per dollar at a grocery store in Mexico City, in Tokyo, in Paris. The Citi Strata Premier earns 3x on groceries worldwide. There's no asterisk, there's no domestic only restriction, anywhere you shop. So the next time you're traveling, even a long weekend in Canada, and you're staying at a rental with a kitchen, picking up groceries at the local market, cooking instead of eating out 3 times a day, the Strata Premier earns 3x. The Amex Gold earns 1x. For a card that's supposed to be built around food spend, that gap is hard to explain. You are paying a premium for a grocery benefit that disappears the moment you use it in the context where points and miles travelers actually need it most, when they're abroad. So what am I actually doing? Well, I'm taking the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Citi Strata Premier off the bench. I already have both cards. I'm not adding new annual fees. I've been paying them. Combined, it's $190 a year. That's $135 less than the Amex Gold alone. And I want to be straight with you on the credits, because I'm not going to play the same game I just called out. The Chase Sapphire Preferred has a $50 hotel credit that's genuinely easy to use. That brings the effective cost to about $45. The Strata Premier, on the other hand, has a $100 hotel credit, but I'll be honest, I've never used it. I'm not going to tell you it reduces the fee when it hasn't reduced mine. Here's the thing. These cards aren't trying to justify themselves with a rotating list of monthly credits that require homework to extract. The $95 annual fee on each of these cards is the price of entry into 2 of the most valuable transfer ecosystems available. Chase Ultimate Rewards has United, Hyatt, Southwest. Citi Thank You Points has Flying Blue, Turkish Miles and Smiles. And the one most people overlook, American Airlines, at a 1-to-1 transfer ratio. If you have the Citi Strata Premier, you have a direct line to American Airlines. You cannot get that through Chase. You can't get it through Amex. That access is exclusive to the Citi ecosystem. And that alone changes the math on what this stack is actually worth. That is the value, not the credits. On the dining side, the Sapphire Preferred earns 3x worldwide. Now on the grocery side, and I want to be precise here because this matters, the Chase Sapphire Preferred earns 3x on online grocery purchases specifically. It's not a blanket 3x on every in-store swipe. Now I use the grocery app to check out in-store, and I order online for pickup and delivery. All of that codes as 3x. So if you're swiping a physical card at a traditional register, you will not see the 3x. So check how you shop. But if you're using a grocery app, this is a real 3x category. And the Strata Premier covers groceries at 3x worldwide. No asterisks, no restriction. This isn't a downgrade. This is a strategic simplification. 2 cards that work with how I actually live, not 2 cards that require me to reroute my life around Dunkin runs and a Grubhub partner list. Here's my verdict, and I want to be clear. This is my verdict, based on my spending. Yours may be different. The Amex Gold is not a terrible card. If you eat at Grubhub partner restaurants every month, if you order Uber Eats, if you're running $23,000 through US supermarkets, and you've got a Resi habit built into your life, this card works for you. Keep it. The math is in your favor. But if you caught yourself nodding along to any part of this video, If you've ever driven to a Dunkin you didn't want to go to, if you've watched a dining credit expire because none of the partners matched your actual life, that's not a you problem. That's the card asking you to change your behavior to justify its fee. This is a tax disguised as a benefit. My Amex Gold fee triggers in May. When that statement closes, I'm done. The Sapphire Preferred and the Strata Premier step up. And I'll keep you updated on how that transition plays out in real time. Run your own math before you commit. That's all I'm asking. Now, if you want a tool that makes sure you never leave a credit on the table across every card in your wallet, Card Pointers is what I use, and you'll find a link in the description. Now, I did just finish a full review of the Robinhood Platinum card. And if you watch this video wondering whether any premium card actually justifies its annual fee after you strip away the credit noise, that review is the next conversation you need to have, because we run the math so you don't have to. But I will say that the real platinum isn't the metal, it's the math. And you'll find that video right here.